27 from then to now, the TEW 2020 where we take the World Wrestling Federation from 1992 all the way to modern day WWE. Today we've got Friday week 3 of June 1992, 2 more shows before King of the Ring and 1 more show until we're in Korakuen Hall in Japan. Big show that was going to be. So things which happened on last week's show. Block B of the Technical Challenge happened. We had the contract signing for this week's big main event, a steel cage match. We had our second 2 quarter-final matches, as Bob Backlund defeated Carl Ouellette and Dr. Death Steve Williams defeated John North. One of the semi-finals will happen on tonight's show. High Voltage spent the entire episode in Jack Tunney's office. We don't know what that's about. Maybe we'll find out today. And we announced the Smoking Guns versus the Natural Disasters at King of the Ring. I'm excited for this show. And I hope you guys are too. If you are, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. Let's try and hit a target of 10 likes on this video. And we'll see if we can get there. But where are we holding this week's show? Why, we're back in the exact same building we were last week. The Neil S. Beisel Center in Honolulu, Hawaii. I expected 4,000 fans. I mean, it's slightly less because we were here last week. But yeah, as we're on the journey to Japan, it makes sense to run in Hawaii. A bit of fun. So let's get right into this show. Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is a King of the Ring semi-final match, which will pit the former WWF World Champion for 3 or 4 years, Bob Backlund, against the former WWF World Tag Team Champion, the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith. Gets a 67 rating, and let's get into this opening match. Although first thing to announce, Savage is back on commentary this week. And the match gets a 65, as Bulldog defeats Backlund with a running power slam after Backlund is hit over the head by the Iron Sheik using the ring bell. Bulldog is going to King of the Ring and he's in the final. Gets a 65 rating, 63 for Bulldog and a 56 for Backlund. And after the match, Sheik grabs a microphone and says, "Backlund, you infidel. You will never succeed while I am here. You say that I took everything from you. Well, damn right I did. And I'm going to keep taking and keep taking because you are pathetic American scum. I represent the pride of the world, Elan. And I will never step down. As long as I still walk, you will never succeed again." Gets a 52 rating. We get our second match of the night as Billy Gunn picks up a big victory against Typhoon with what's essentially a famouser. He's not the ass man yet, so it's not the famouser, but the leg drop Bulldog is the famouser. Oh, and Billy Gunn and Slick don't work together. Fuck's sake. I think we're put far enough into the video for me to swear now, right? Sure. Slick did good work at ringside still, but Billy Gunn and Slick don't work. That's a shame. 48 rated match. And afterwards, the Guns beat down Typhoon in the ring, and Earthquake runs out for the save, and obviously the Guns and Slick scurry away through the crowd. They run away. 60 rated. Good to say good. The Legion of Doom get a pretty quick match against the Head Shrinkers of Samu and Fatu. 62 for Hawk, 63 for Animal, 33 for Fatu, and 56 for Samu. And it is the Road Warriors who pick up the win when they pin Samu with their Doomsday device. 60 rated, not too bad. Their tag experience is good. Fatu's inconsistent, that will obviously improve. But I'm just hoping that eventually, I hope we get a little bit more time with the Legion of Doom before they go into decline. Because if they start going into decline, we're in trouble. Because their ratings aren't great for the tag team division. You know, if you look at some of the tag team matches we've done, we've had Bret Hart in the division this year. The Miracle Violence Connection have been great. But speaking of the Miracle Violence Connection, they try and jump the Road Warriors again. Gordy's got his cast on again, which we now know is loaded. And he tries to hit a big clothesline with the cast. But on Animal ducks straight into a spear from Hawk onto Gordy. Williams gets clotheslines out of the ring, double clothesline, gets up on the shoulders, Doomsday device on Gordy. Williams doesn't get back in the ring, doesn't try and save his friend, because he's got a big match next week and he doesn't want to risk it. 67 rating though. Good stuff as we continue the build towards the tag team title match at King of the Ring. Cactus Jack gets a squash match, beats Brian Costello with the double arm DDT. Goes 46 minutes. I might even have him hit a couple of double arm DDTs and a stump pile driver for the win, actually, instead of just to show that he is sadistic in the way that even if he knows he's finished the match, sometimes he just wants to cause more pain. Sure, it's 3,600 people. That's really poor. Next up, Yokozuna has a quick squash against Chris Walker. 4 minutes. It is a lot of taunting. Yokozuna was off his game, which is sadly gets a 52. It's a 26 rating. It's really bad. The squash bonus helped. But it's the post-match segment which is interesting. As High Voltage come out and they attack Fujigun, which makes sense. High Voltage, Yokozuna took out both of them in the last few weeks. They're back and they come in and they just start attacking John Norton and Yokozuna. And you know what? They actually, working together, do manage to make Yokozuna powder out of the ramp. Up the ramp. John Norton takes most of the punishment, but Fuji sort of clears Yokozuna out of there. And then they start shouting up the ramp, where the fuck are they? Off the mic. Where the fuck are they? And they then cut around to the screen where Jack Tunney's on there. And Jack Tunney says he spoke to Owen and Coco last week. And through delicate observation, they have worked out who attacked them at WrestleMania. Who they believe attacked them at WrestleMania. Now, the people that they suggested are not under contract with the World Wrestling Federation anymore. So, I have made the decision to reach out to their agents, and I've invited them and booked them a flight to Korakuen Hall next week, and I invite them both to join us at Superstars and face the accusations themselves. There's a 64 rating. This is it. These are your final clues you're getting. I am telling you who did it next week. So leave your comments in the description down below. All of the clues are laid out. The pieces are all there. You just need to put them in place. This is your last chance to guess, because in next episode, I'm going to tell you. 64 rated match. Well, angle even. Undertaker gets a quick victory, pins Skinner with a chokeslam, goes 30 seconds. Simple as that. But this isn't about the match, this is about the brawl which takes place afterwards between Hogan and Taker. And it's basically Hogan pissed off at the words Taker said last week about him being selfish and an egomaniac. Hogan goes out and he's just brawling with The Undertaker. They brawl up the ramp. They brawl through the crowd. The crowd's loving this. They're getting a close-up of Hulk Hogan. What's not to love in 1992? Okay, any later than that, well, you might be in a very different situation. Warrior gets interviewed by Okerlund. And it is just a simple Warrior, it's a shouty Warrior promo chatting about Ric Flair and, his plans for this King of the Ring match. And, well, Warrior, it says, the spirit of the Ultimate Warrior will live forever. Which is basically his counter to Ric Flair's argument that he is a relic of the 80s and doesn't work as well in the 90s. Which is a big part of the narrative of this save we're doing, is that the 80s are past, we're moving into the 90s now. We then get the introductions for, we get the whole, ladies and gentlemen, your main event match is a steel cage match for the Intercontinental Championship, as the champion, Bret Hart, will defend against the Mountie, accompanied to the ring by Carl Ouellet of the Hart family. The cage is lowered, Ouellet's on the outside, when suddenly the theme from Space Odyssey plays. Flair comes out, Romanel with the Horsemen by his side. They come out, they're all dazzled up, suited and booted, strut down to the ring, and there by the ring there is a banquet set up for them. And they sit down, but they just sit on the banquet and just start eating food, drinking champagne in their, not in their coupes, as they are ready to watch this main event. Which gets an 88, yes! This is the best Bret Hart Mountie match we've had. The first one did 81 back in January, the second one did 79, but had a screwy finish. This one we get an 88. Thank you! This storyline has been going on since January. This is the culmination of the Bret Hart and the Mountie storyline. I am happy with that. But it is Bret Hart who picks up the win in a brutal cage match. It goes 18 minutes, 17:30 even, and it is a sharpshooter which does it. The Mountie taps out. Ouellet's at ringside, head in his hands. The Horsemen get up and stand, and they start clapping. And the Mountie is slowly helped out the door, when suddenly the Horsemen jump over their table, knock down the referee, pull out the Mountie, and they dive into the ring. Flair and Luger start beating down on Hart as Shawn Michaels locks the door behind them, which he's grabbed from the referee. And all three of them start laying down a massive beatdown on Bret Hart. Hogan and Warrior try to run out to make the save, but every time they try, they can't get through the door. They try to climb up the cage and they just keep getting knocked down from the inside, as Bret Hart is left in the ring, beaten, bloody and bruised. Shawn Michaels picks up the Intercontinental Championship, holds it above his head, gets Ric Flair and Lex Luger to hold up Bret Hart, as Shawn Michaels just whacks him in the head with the belt. Lays it on top of him. 9 days, bitch. Gets a 97 rating. Big closing final angle. And what do we get overall? I think this is a great show. An 88. I could stand by with that. What did you guys think, though? I think, to be fair, I think it was a pretty middle-of-the-road show with an absolute insane final half an hour. From the Undertaker squash match. Actually, no, I'd even say from the Yokozuna squash match to the end, I think it is an outstanding final stretch of the show. But what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave me a rating. Leave me questions. I will answer them. Unless it's spoiler related. I will never give you guys spoilers in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.